Hey guys, it's Ben from Team Sunshine. We're here in beautiful Dudley, Massachusetts, where we just put on this 11 kilowatt system for John and Deb Myrick. We're gonna go inside, talk to John about his experience with Team Sunshine. Follow me. I'm here with John Myrick, who we just did an install for, and we're just gonna circle the wagons a little bit, talk about his experience with working with us, and with solar, what got you prompted to reach out to us, and we'll just go from there.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
So we'll kind of bring it back a little bit. From our first conversations, you had a couple conversations with people, and then you saw us on Facebook.
Yeah. So, a couple of people had reached out to me about solar and interested. But then the conversation, it couldn't get through to them, or they were, I didn't feel comfortable with what they were saying. I was getting overwhelmed, I guess, so I stopped.
Gotcha.
And obviously I've known you for 20 years, and when you started this, I was like, I'm going to reach out to Benny and see what he does. And so then, we started to talk.
Yep.
And the whole experience was easy and great because... Well, I don't if some people don't know this, but what his company does, in my mind, as a customer, they were like the middleman. So they were the go-to guy. So if I had a question, I could text, email, Facebook message, Team Sunshine, or Benny, and within an hour he'd get back to me. So any questions I would have, he was there.
Direct.
And ever since then, he was here for his whole team was here for the whole experience. So I didn't really have to, if I had a question, I talked to him. I didn't talk to the solar people. I talked to them. If I had a problem, hey, I don't like this. Okay, we'll take care of it.
Exactly.
And that's what I like. So everybody, I passed your name around, and how I call it is that like a consultant. Like they were working for me.
Exactly.
And then they would talk to the solar people, and that's what I liked about it. And the experience was pretty fantastic. Easy. It didn't really, again, if I had a question, I'd call them up. Hey, what about this? Yeah, we'll take care of it. We're doing that. Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And they came in, they put a new roof on, and literally the roof was done in 3/4 of a day. It didn't even take them 8 hours. All cleaned up, all gone. Everything was done. No questions. So it was a great experience all around.
It's awesome. So you kind of brought up 2 points there. One is, from our experience, one of the biggest killers in someone actually making the decision to go solar is overwhelm. Yes. So with some of the other companies, that's the experience. When we work, we end up with someone, often they've already reached out or discussed solar with another company, and they get overwhelmed.
Yes.
And that's ultimately what we see is the number one thing that kills any person's desire to go solar is they just get overwhelmed. There's a lack of clarity, and when someone's overwhelmed, they don't make a decision.
Absolutely. And that's what it was. I didn't want to, it got to, now they're being forceful, and now they just want me to do it. And let's go forward. Hey, John, so we just need, I'm good because I asked you a question, you really didn't answer. It's like you just want me to sign with you, and you're in California, so I can't even see you.
Right.
I mean, so to me, that's the difference. You came to my house with the whole team, yep. Answered every question. You had all the numbers. You had, all the, you connected your dots and crossed your T's.
Yeah, and then so the value that we bring is we're solar developers. And in a situation like this, we're able to first meet with you, understand what you need out of your system. So we had a couple of conversations on the phone, and we went back and forth. I asked you some questions. We kind of went through the process of understanding what you needed, and then we went and found the best match for you.
Yes.
Whereas other companies, often what happens is they're trying to just give you what they have. And that's where I think we could serve you so well, and where it made a lot of sense for you is we actually matched you with the right system for you.
Yes.
And then it made it really easy because we had all the information we needed, and then we brought in the right match. And then when it's all on paper and we explain the numbers, which I'll go over in just a second, it's kind of a no-brainer.
Right.
It's like, oh wow, there's clarity here, and then it gave you the ability to trust what we were doing and go forward.
Right.
And once we made the decision, I mean, approximately it was about probably a month and a half, 2 months. We did the re-roof, and then we got the solar done, a week or two after that.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah. It was once everything got started, and like we said, everything was done and signed, and it was, the whole process was smooth.
Yeah.
There was no hiccups or bugs, or like once it really got a rolling, it was just rolling. It was just good.
Yep.
And then there was a couple of changes. Like you said, no, John, we're gonna try this because I think that's a better fit. And then we talked to them, and it was. So it really is. If you're out there looking for solar, I suggest on these guys, just because they're going to walk you right through the whole process, rather than, because they're not the solar company. They're working for you, not for the solar people. So are they going to find a solar company that's going to match what you need? That's how I kind of look at it.
And that's exactly what we strive to be. So really simple. With your system, there was no money exchanged, right? You got the whole system for free. And your average bill, I don't have the exact average bill that you were paying before, but somewhere you were paying anywhere from $250, $300.
Yeah, I think it was
times.
And that was the big thing about the solar. My bills were over $300.
Yeah.
I mean, our low bill would be $250. So I was spending $350, $400, and that's when I was like, God, this is way too much.
Exactly, and that's what kind of prompted you in the first place to be interested in solar, was you were just paying too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so what we did was we were able to calculate how much energy John was using, his family, John, Deb family, and we actually sized the system to be about 11 kilowatts, and that was going to provide 103% of his power per year. So he went from paying his utility on a low end $250, on a high end $350, something like that, to now all of his energy is going to come from the sun, from his solar system. I don't have the numbers for exactly how much you're paying per kilowatt, but in Massachusetts it's typically around 26 to 28 cents per kilowatt. With the Sunrun proposal, the Sunrun plan that we have you on, it's 16 cents per kilowatt.
So I think it's like $160 a month.
Exactly. So it's at $160 a month. That's every single month. So the way this power purchase agreement is essentially it's averaged over the year. So he pays $162 a month every month. So you never you can plan for it. It's much easier to work with your energy because you're just paying $162 a month. You're not, every month you get that bill, you're not like, oh my gosh, what is it going to be this month?
Exactly.
It's all average.
Because that's what it is now, and it really is. Oh, the electric bill, it came in, God, I wonder what it is.
Right.
God, $400. What did we do? What can I do? Where now, $160. Okay, great.
Exactly, and it's covered. The 103% is covered. So when you get a bill like that, do you even so say it's too high or something and you're looking at the bill, do you even understand what's going on that bill? Like if you were to look at it, could
if
you?
I would look at it, no, but I do know now since you showed me a bunch of stuff. I turn it over and I see what we're paying per kilowatt, and then I go down, and then so that's what that means. He said, and so
it's crazy. So it's tough to have any sort of predictability with the way the utility kind of bills you right now, and that's where I think this program is really valuable. So you have 11 kilowatt system, you're paying about 16 cents per kilowatt, 162 flat every single month, and 100% of your power for $0.
Yeah.
And you got the re-roof.
Right. I get the re-roof, right. No money out of my pocket. I referred Team Sunshine and Ben to a couple of friends of mine, and the first thing they said was that, how much did you did you have to put down? Is there a deposit? Do you have to how much out of pocket? And I said nothing. I was like, they showed up, they did a re-roof, and they stripped the roof. They didn't go over the shingles. Right. They did they stripped it and they put the ice and water shield on, and everything was there.
Yep.
And Team Sunshine had a person here the whole day.
Yep.
They were here John, any questions? You know, this is what they're doing. They explained everything that they were going to do, and it really, that, like, to me, that's worth something. He didn't have to come and stand here and watch his construction company work. He literally stayed here all day until they were done. I left for work. He called me up and said, John, they're done now. Do you want to come and inspect it? I came back from my shop, and they were here. Everything was all cleaned up. We walked around with one of Ben's guys and the construction guy, you know, make sure all the shingles were all picked up. There was no nails in the yard. You know, everything was great. I mean, it was great. They had the dumpster here. I was informed when the dumpster was going to come. I mean, it was an easy process.
Yeah. We're solar developers, so that's what we strive to do, and it's really important for us to always have someone here for all points of contact. I mean, we think that really helps you feel comfortable.
Absolutely, it really does.
Got questions. So that's kind of the whole gist of it. I mean, you know, I think we kind of went through everything, and it's this type of feel. It's simple. You know,
right.
We have these conversations, we put things in place so that you can understand them clearly, and then we're with you every step of the way. We say we're 100% managed solution. So from day one all the way through, we're going to bring in all the pieces that are necessary to make this happen for you. We're going to match you with the right program. In John's case, it was a PPA. And through the whole process, we're going to be there every step of the way. And now, you know, you get to run your house on sunshine. You get to save a bunch of money. And, you know, so
and I know my bill, so I can budget that bill in.
Exactly. And there's different programs. So if you're someone who wants to purchase a system, we're still going to be there every step of the way, and we're going to show you exactly, you know, how those numbers are going to work. And that's where we can really shine is for every single person there's a match, there's a fit. And if there's no fit, we'll tell you, you know, and that's kind of what we do too is, you know, if you have too much shading or something, solar might not work for you. But that's where our service I feel really shines is we're able to kind of put the client in the position where they feel comfortable and they're clear and informed every step of the way.
And you did answer every question I had every step of the way. You know, another question is like my house is also I have a generator plug, so I have the separate panel downstairs. So if the power goes out, is that going to affect my generator plug? No, you do everything the same. Okay, that's a question that a lot of people might not ask, or if they want to get a generator, is it no, it doesn't affect it. Oh, great.
Exactly. And we can consult every step of the way and help figure out the right situation. So, John, that was really all I had. And I guess the last thing is, you know, so now you're paying considerably less than you were paying before.
Yeah.
It's
about half.
Yeah, you're not running on as much fossil fuels. How does well, actually, kind of two things before we close this up. That extra money that you're kind of reclaiming, are you going to reallocate that to some other bills or something?
Absolutely.
Like that? Yeah. Maybe your phone bill or something like that.
Right. Give it to my grandson.
Give it to your grandson, right? Yeah. Every solar is an economic solution, we feel, fundamentally, and then you have the environmental impact.
Right.
And so on your system, I don't know actually I have it right here. I can pull it up. But one of the cool things on these situations is it shows you kind of how much carbon offset you're having and stuff. And so what's kind of your take, or how do you feel about going solar and contributing to the renewable energy kind of movement? Not that and if it was nothing,
like we talked about that, and it's like I'm doing my part, to help the planet, however you want to call it, for my grandkids. I have 2 grandkids, and that's that's a thing. It's real.
It's like an added
Yeah,
value.
it's an added bonus.
Stack.
It's
exactly.
Yeah.
That's awesome, and that's actually perfect because that's how we think about it. It's you having a direct impact on future generations.
Right. And that's what we thought of. I mean, obviously the money, the re-roof, it's all huge positives right now.
Yeah, that's the practical, economic.
But then in the future, it's that, I'm doing my part, I guess, is the only analogy I can kind of come up with for, my future generations for my grandkids, my daughter-in-law, my family,
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Because that's at the heart of everything that we do,
Yeah.
ultimately, is that this is not only going to help save you money, help shift shift people off of fossil fuels and overpaying on their utility, but also it's something that at the end of the day you can kind of feel good about in the long run that, wow, this is something that's actually going to have an impact.
Yeah.
So thank you, John. I appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
And,
everything you've done. I mean, your whole team was great. And again, if you're thinking about it, hire them, get them involved, because they will be that consultant and they'll be there from you from start to finish. That's all I have to say. Hope everyone has a great day.
So what we're going to do today, and what this episode is going to be about, is just figuring out the simple math that you need to be able to take your bill and understand how much you're actually paying. Right, so I just want to give you a quick kind of rundown of how to understand this. So you have a bill. The first set of numbers and charges is on production. There's a bunch of charges, and then it spits out a number here. That number is just for the amount that it costs to you to produce the energy. But then that energy still has to travel here through all these electrical lines and stuff. And sorry, it's a little windy out, but we're getting this to you guys because this is fun, and this is super important for you to understand. So then there's a number, say it's like 144, and somewhere here it actually says, like, it'll say something like 12 cents per kilowatt. And that's what people think they're paying, but obviously that's not what you're paying, because your bill is not only the production number, but every single month it's the production plus the delivery to get it to you, which is normally about equal. So say it's something like 144, you have that together, then is your actual bill, how much you're paying, which, $288? Doing math on camera is never smart, but we're doing it here. So if your bill had 144 production, 144 delivery, your actual bill is 288. So what you need to do is how many kilowatts you use that month, we need to divide into this number to actually produce how much you're actually paying. And that's super important, and that was something that no one had explained to John before, so he had no idea how much he was actually paying. So in order to run the numbers for him and to develop his system and the right fit for him, we had to first identify the right pieces of information. One of the big pieces of information that we needed was how much he's actually paying right now as utility, and then we would compare that to a solar system for him and different options for solar systems, what those numbers would come out to, so that we could compare them equally. All right, so explained a little bit about the two different sides of your bill, the production versus delivery, but I want to just clear the whiteboard real quick and go directly into just John's math specifically. All right, so he used 1,195 kilowatt hours of energy in this particular month, and his total bill for that month was $334.54. So as long as you can find those two pieces of information, you can understand how much you're actually paying for energy to your utility every single month. And that's a really important number to figure out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 334 and divide that by 1195. So you find the two numbers, you take your recent month, divide it by 1195, you're paying 28 per kilowatt hour. 28 cents per kilowatt hour. So now to understand if this is going to make sense for solar, we have to compare what we'd pay if we get a system like this. So this is a PPA, and so it's very clear. We broke this number down, and now John's paying $162 per month every single month, right? He was paying $334.54. Now he's paying $162, and it comes out to 16 cents per kilowatt. So when we look at this number, and this is typically what we see with PPAs, is you're essentially paying about 50% what you'd be paying your utility company. That's when solar makes a lot of sense and becomes a no-brainer. You look at this, there's obviously the environmental impact, you're offsetting carbon, all these things, but just from an economics place, if you're looking at your family's finances and the economics of this decision, is there even a question of what the better option is? Do you want to pay your utility? Say this is equal. Say this doesn't have anything to do with fossil fuels or sunshine or solar, and this doesn't have anything to do with fossil fuels and sunshine or solar. This is just economics, just numbers. Do you want to pay for your energy 28 cents per kilowatt or 16 cents per kilowatt? It's simple. It's simple math. Solar comes down to simple math and then reallocation. So the difference, the delta between these two, so if you take 334 minus 162, whatever that number is, the delta, then you can reallocate or you can use for other bills, right? So this could be your phone bill. This could be your car. Whatever it is, it can offset another thing that you're paying out every single month. Solar is an economic decision first and foremost. And this is the basics. This is the simple math that we must do, us as solar developers, for you. And you can now do this on your own because it only takes 2 pieces of information that helps you understand if solar is right for you and gives you a landscape and a map to make a decision on economically. So if you can pay 50% less for your energy, take all the environmental impact away, I think most people are going to do that, right? It doesn't make sense to overpay for something. Now we add the environmental impact and it's a no-brainer. And as long as someone like us can come along and manage the whole thing so that you have no overwhelm and you can just keep living your life exactly how you've been living it, then this is something that, for us, it's a joy and it's a blessing and it's our mission to provide, because ultimately we can help families like yours or you pay dramatically less for your energy, reallocate that money to other bills. That's going to create a financial stability for you and your family. We're a 100% managed solution. Meaning after we break down these numbers for free for you, all of our services are complimentary, so that once we break all this down and it makes sense and it's clear and you're no longer overwhelmed and you have confidence in your solar decision, once you make that decision, we're going to manage every step and just keep you informed. And so if this is something that you want to do, then you need to get in contact with us. It's very simple. You can go to teamsunshine.solar. We have a phone number there. You can give us a call directly if you're that type of person, but just enter your information there. It's very simple, and someone from our office will get in contact with you. The process is simple. We set up a call with you. We break down these numbers for you. We go through a few different processes that help you understand clearly if solar's right for you. And then once you have all the information, you can make your decision. When you make your decision, if it's for solar, we manage the whole thing. It's very simple. So just get in contact with our office. It's very, very simple. Go to teamsunshine.solar, enter your information in. Someone from our office will get in contact with you. And we can provide something like this for you. He put $0 into this system, and he's got 11 kilowatts of solar array capturing sun right now, producing energy for his home. There's really nothing cooler in the space right now that I can think of as far as energy goes in the energy space than this right here. We hope nuclear is figured out. We hope these other things that are going to be figured out, but solar is a bridge to a renewable future. And it's just so important to break down this simple math so that you can make a powerful decision for you and your family. That's what it comes down to. So if you're interested in a system like this, get in contact with our office and we'll help you. We'll help you go all the way. We'll help you get clear and manage the whole solution all the way through. This is Ben Carroll from Team Sunshine. I hope you enjoyed this, and that's about it. Have a great day.